And so just working out this next job. Don't even know if I'm doing this right, but it's what works in my head. So we're back again. The main reason why I want another adventurous dig day. Got me brother on the koi merchandise. It's actually snowing. Rob, that's the hammer boy! I called in the old timers. And you wouldn't believe it, this man is over 80 years old. The spade bending in half boy, can't he? Check out the new set of wheels. And this back wall, possibly wipe that out today. Managed to get the wall down. He's all knocked down. Know if you recognise him.
Oh yeah, folks.
So, I'm back out in the garden again. 6 inches of concrete and I need at least 5 foot of depth. Mrs. Whisperer looks after me like a king. Get your eyes round that. And if I'm going wrong, please someone tell me. Getting muddy, it's a right sloppy mess all over the place. The bits and pieces that I've bought, just while I'm inside for a minute. Gets into the wall. I always said that they'll come in handy. The end of the pond wall will make my window dead centre there to work out where those pipes are going to run. Using this old antique tool. Is it dinner time, is it? Oh, let's go and get a nice roast down me gizzard. Get on, love. Oh, just lap it on there, sweetheart. Look at that. It's just ticking off the boxes, isn't it? I'm more than happy with how things are coming on. You can see underneath how much I actually have to take off. You call grafted. Absolute grafted, man. Look at the calluses on the hand, man. Lovely in plumbing level. Hold my rebar up a little bit. Girt dumpy bags of earth. I need to think of an idea. Hello everyone, welcome back. So this week I've got a banging video for you. I've been off work all week and I've just made one video and it's an entire week's worth of work. So I've just put it all together for you. Hope you can enjoy it. Stick around for the video. And on that note, subscribe to the channel, like the videos and well, just enjoy this one. Happy days. So we're back again. Another adventurous dig day. We're doing a day, we're just working out how much more we got to dig out. Loading up another pile. What we've done at the moment is leveled off this back area. Got a massive girt heap already. We've only just started. I've called in my brother today and got towboat again. This is really hard work, this digging. I mean, doing it all by hand is proper hard graft. Proper hard graft. But we shall get it done. We are Team Koi Whisperer and we show no mercy. So there's the place going flat out. But you can really see how hard this ground is. It's like digging through rock. It is rock hard. Jump on that spade toe as hard as you can. And watch, you do not move. Get on, boy. Go on, just whack it then. Go on, and again, up and down. You can see the spade bending in half, boy, can't he? It is rock hard. But we'll get it out. This is what you call proper Devon clay. Proper Devon clay. We've even got me brother on the koi merchandise. I've given him a t-shirt for helping. Happy days, innit, bruv?
Yes, sir.
It says keep koi and keep calm. You're thinking different things, ain't you, bruv? Get on, bruv. That's the hammer boy. Show no mercy on it. Get on, toe. Crack yourself a new ass. Get on, boy.
Yeah, boys.
Oh, look at that, look. Mrs. Whisperer at the rescue. Not sponsored, but we need something to eat. Happy days. Whew. Wrap up, boys. Go and have a break. We're almost getting it out. Look at the pile, though. It's crazy. Just a little corner. And we've got all of that extra earth to get rid of again. I'm definitely going to fill another skip, if not 2. Get that down, you gizzard boy. Thank you, mother of the rabbits. What's going on, Mummy Whisperer? Making sure your son's okay?
Yep.
He is completely fine. He's out with his dad. Happy days. And what's you doing in there, baby girl? So, I called in the old timers. And you wouldn't believe it, this man is over 80 years old. And he'll put anyone through his paces. He's put me through me paces anyway. He'll dig, and dig. So where we're at, we've took down another 12 inches all the way across. Loaded up to there. Got me workmate there. He's helping out. Loaded up into the skips. We got a couple of more skips out there to fill up. We got all of that there. Happy days. Thank you, mother for the rabbits. Check out the new set of wheels. Just went down to the local hardware store. We needed another barrow. Not bad for 30 quid. We'll take ye. Happy days. I tell you what, this is the hardest job. Hallelujah. Certainly clearing it. Certainly clearing it. So there we have it. Another day's graft. Absolutely shattered. My back is definitely at its doings, I'll tell you that much. Filled another 3 skips today. From this morning when we started, we were this deep. We've gone down this deep. I will get the measurements out and show you what everything is. Certainly getting there. Look at the height. Look at the depth I've got. Hell of a depth. Hell of a depth. I'll catch you in the morning.
We're back again. Another morning. Another beautiful morning. So what the plans are today. See my back fence there. I just started stripping off some of the artwork. Strip that off. I thought I'd best get a video out because else I'll forget what I'm doing. Well, I'll forget to show you. That's what I'm trying to say. Well, I'm going to get that fence down, get the other fence down, and this back wall, possibly wipe that out today. Basically, it's not level. It runs on the angle. And for me to get maximum space for my filter house, I need to knock it down to rebuild a new wall. So I'm going to crack on with that now.
Right then, so we managed to get the wall down. He's all knocked down. We got a bit more rubble to get rid of. But I've had a little visitor. Don't know if you recognise him.
Oh yeah, folks. I popped over to see James and have a look at his hole. And he's got a hole, but it's going to get bigger.
Hell of an hole. So if you don't know, this is Devon Coy. He's got his own YouTube channel. Go and check him out. He's got a decent little channel there. But he's popped over this morning just to give me a little bit of advice, a little bit of helping hand. I can't give out too much information yet, but sometimes 2 heads is better than 1. So he's over here helping us out, but I got to clear all this up. And we're going to have a little chat and sort things out. And, well, I'll be back with you in a bit.
Cheers.
Happy days. So, I'm back out in the garden again. You'll have to bear with me because I'm not a builder. I don't even know if I'm doing this right, but it's what works in my head, and I think it's the right way of doing it, but I don't know. It's what I'm doing. Let me just spin the camera around and I'll just explain to you what's going on. So before I put any of my concrete base in, or any of my hardcore base, before my concrete goes in, before the bottom drains go in, what I'm trying to do is make sure that the ground is level, so then I can level off of just bits of wood. So basically, I want 6 inches of concrete, and I need at least 5 foot of depth from there to there. So the post on the bottom there is going to be the concrete. Like I said, I'm not a builder. I don't even know if I'm doing it right. I'm a butcher by trade, but this is what works in my head, and it's how I'm trying to get it level. So I started off, I want at least 6 inches of concrete. So I started off from here. I whacked that peg into the ground, so he's 6 inches up. So that there was my point which I'm leveling from. So I've leveled off of that one, and I leveled down, I leveled across, I leveled down, leveled across, leveled down, etc, etc. And then I whacked these in to the right level. Obviously that one there's 6 inches up, but this one here, for instance, he's only 4 inches up. So what I'm doing now, underneath these pegs, underneath this wood, I'm basically measuring underneath 6 inches all the way across. And if I haven't got 6 inches undercross, I'm just skimming back the earth to make sure that I've got 6 inches all the way across. And I'm going to carry on doing that until I get down to the very bottom of the pond. Because down here, this peg here is actually 6 inches in the ground, but he's also level with the rest of the pegs. So I don't need to take off as much earth here. But there's certain places that I need to. And the reason why I'm doing it, because some people might say that you can just level off with concrete, which you can. But I was a bit concerned that if I had like 6 inches of concrete there, and then time I got down to this corner, that there was only 2 inches of concrete, there wouldn't be enough. Obviously, I'd get my concrete level, but there wouldn't be enough concrete underneath to support the base. So this is why I'm doing it this way. I don't even know if it's right, but I'm hoping that that's the way you should do it. That's what I'm doing anyway. I think my idea will work. I don't know if it's the right way of doing it or not, but that's what I'm going to do and see how we get on. But if I am right, if there is any builders out there, this is how you do it. Just let me know, and then I don't have a clue, to be fair, but I'm just using what's in my head, thinking that will work. And Mrs. Whisperer looks after me like a king. Get your eyes round that. Homemade fish pie. Thank you, mother, for the rabbits. I'm nowhere near finished, but I've got another pile of earth there. I've got another pile of earth here. I'm using this tool, hell of a tool. Got it off my father-in-law. Hell of a tool. Antique this one is. He told me he had it for 55 years. Hell of a tool. Well, what I'm doing, just to show you. So as you can see now, I've got the tape measure out a minute. Let me get down to ground level and then you'll be able to see what's happening. So as you can see, I've cleared it away. So these pegs now, they're 6 inches up out the ground. And all these pegs are dead level and plumb. But basically underneath now, I don't know if you can see nice and level, dead level and plumb. But what this allows me to do while I'm scraping it back, because underneath now is exactly 6 inches of basically that will allow me to have, don't know if you can see that, tape measure. I need to get a new tape measure as well. But I make do. As you can see, 6 inches all the way across. There's a little bit extra there, 6 1/4. But that was the idea. So I knew I had 6 inches of concrete all the way across. That's the reason why I'm doing this, to make sure my floor's level. Like I said, I don't know if it's right, but I think that's the way I want to do it. I'm going to put some chipping in. I know people will probably say you could level out with chipping, but I want to make sure there's the same amount, equal amount over the whole lot. That's the reason why I'm doing it, and I needed to do it this way to make sure that I had the right height of the finished volume of water that I'm after as well. From the top of the peg, which will be concrete, from that top to the top of the window ledge will be the right height of water. I carry on plowing through here because I'm over halfway. This end down here ain't so bad. I'm pretty much I've got the pegs are level and I've got 6 inches out there. So it was this back portion which was a problem. But it doesn't look like a lot of earth I'm moving, but it's a fair old lot. And well, it's going to create another good half a skip time I get all this out. One job at a time, and then I've got to knock out from that line all the way across, all the way back, to allow me to have enough room for my filter house. Having the ball valves, because I want to get them as low as possible, because then you get more pressure. Because I was speaking to Devon Coy, and he highly recommends the lower down I can get them, the better it will be. Ideally, I should wipe it out all the way across and then walk down into my filter house, but we'll get to that when I get to it. If that needs doing, then that's what I'll do. One job at a time. And like I said, I'm not a builder, I'm not a pond builder. I'm doing it as I think I should do it. And if I'm going wrong, please someone tell me. But I'm always a week in front with these videos, so generally if I'm gone wrong, I'll have to stop and ask someone. Happy days. I'm going to carry on, get all this out. Out that for a lovely Sunday morning. I've been absolutely lucky as hell with this pond build. So last night it was pitch black. I ended up getting another mountain of earth. But what I have now is I have 6 inches underneath, completely level across the whole board. So the whole pond now, the floor is completely bang on level. So I've got 6 inches from every single peg now. And I've just plumbed it that way, that way, that way, that way. And I'm just using this bit of timber across each section, going across there, and just using the tape measure, which is over there, to make sure I've got at least 6 inches. I mean, some places I've got 6 1/2, but I wanted to make sure I had at least 6 inches. So happy days, another job done. I know there's probably a lot easier ways of doing it. A lot of people might say use a laser level, but I haven't got one. And I didn't really fancy buying one for one job, if you get me drift, because after I'm finished with it, I ain't going to need it again. Been ideal if I could have borrowed one off someone, but I haven't been able to, so I've done it this way, and I just cracked on and got it done. So hopefully I've done it right. Next job, what I'm going to do is work out, I'm going to put a couple of blocks in the pond here, around the edges, work out my centre point of the pond, and because I'm fitting 2 bottom drains, I'm going to run you through all of that and show you what I've got. But because I'm fitting 2 bottom drains, and I'll be having the window to the pond halfway up, the reason why I'm fitting 2 bottom drains, not just because I can get more pull, more draw of water, instead of just using 1 4 inch, I'll be having 8 inches of water that I can pull through. So when I'm stood up here, and there's nothing wrong with it, it's just my opinion on it, I see a lot of people put a window dead centre of their pond, and then dead in front of that they put their bottom drain. My personal opinion on it is that, especially if you use a spin drifter, you see all of the bubbles coming up through the centre of the window, and what I want to do is put my bottom drains either side of the window, so when I look through the window, you still see the angle of the bottom drains, but directly looking at it, you don't see it, if you get me drift. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Well, that's what I'm trying to say anyway, but it will get pieced together when it's all finished, and I'll explain it more. But that's the reasons why I'm doing it this way. Obviously, window there, 2 bottom drains either side, and then I'm going to run these lines out to here, and I just got to do a little bit of working out before I start putting them in and showing you what I've got and how I'm going to do it. Right, so I just retreated inside. I've just finished moving that earth. I've got a massive Dumby bag full of earth. I'm not going to get rid of that yet because I might need it. I've got another pile over there, you can see. The hailstone's just come in, and we're getting hailstone. It's middle of April, and we're getting hailstone in the UK. Crazy stuff. I'm just hoping it don't last too long. As this earth starts getting wet and getting muddy, it's a right sloppy mess all over the place. What I'm going to do now, and just run you through quickly, some of the bits and pieces that I've bought, just while I'm inside for a minute. I got me skimmer, I got me armoured cable and bits and pieces in that box. I'm just going to run you through some of the bits and pieces that I got. To start off, I want to just give a massive shout out, JBR Plastics. This is where I bought all of my skimmers, bottom drains. I bought a load of pipe work as well, 4-inch, 3-metre lengths. I've also bought the inch air lines for my bottom drains. Absolutely well made up with the quality of this stuff. I've had a lot of it custom made. JBR Plastics are very, very useful in the way of anything that you want, anything that you're after. Give them a phone. You can find them on the internet. Like I said, I'm not sponsored by them. I did actually pay for all of this stuff. But I just thought I'd give a bit of a shout out to them because I'm super, super well impressed. So the skimmer I'll just run over quickly because I'm a long way off for even fitting this skimmer yet. But the skimmer itself fits into the wall. So 9-inch block across. It will sit behind the back of the wall. I've also had it customised, so I've got a 4-inch gravity feed out, and I've also got 1.5-inch overflow added to it as well. We'll finish on the top of the pond. A lot of you probably know what the pond wall skimmers are like, but for the people that don't know, I'm just running through real quickly. So the wall of the coping stone will finish right along plumb there, and also inside of the box you've got your lid. So on the back of my filter house, where my filter house is going to go, this will all be seen from inside of my filter house. I've got my overflow. It comes with I've also got a tray as well, built-in tray to catch leaves and debris on the top of the water. It's got adjustable weir plate at the front. And like I said, I've also got the 4-inch and the 1.5-inch on the bottom, but super well made and super, super quality. Well impressed with that. But I'll run you through a bit more about the skimmer when I get round to it. And on to the bottom drains, spin drifters, or aerated bottom drains, whatever you want to call them. So I've actually got 2 of these. Like I said earlier on in the video, the pond that I'm building, I could easily get away with just fitting the 1 bottom drain. The main reason why I want 2, you imagine that with my window in the centre, when the air's coming up, when I look through the window, I'll just have a little bit of a better view of the fish without the air in behind. That's the only reason why I wanted to do it. It's the reason why I wanted to design it this way. But also as well, it gives me, it future-proofs the pond as well a little bit, because instead of just pulling 4 inches of water, if I need to pull more water, I can now in effect be pulling 8 inches of water from the bottom of the pond itself. And I don't have to run these flat out, I can run them different ways. Like I said, it's more to future-proof it and what it looks like from looking into the pond, if you get me drift. But yeah, well happy with the quality of this. I've gone for the fiberglass style because the pond's going to be fiberglass. There's another little bit of information I'm giving you out on the pond. But yeah, basically the airline in, 4-inch bottom drain, 4-inch pipe should I say, which when that goes on place, screw threaded into the end there. And then what you do after your concrete's all in, before you glue that bottom line in, you make sure you get the depth right, and I'll explain that when I get to it. I'm just literally showing you what I'm doing at the moment. The only thing that I'm a little bit concerned about, and I'm not 100% sure because I've heard different people's opinions on it. Some people say that
in this standpipe, if anyone knows, just let me know, because I'm not 100% sure myself. With the airline going in, some people say to drill a tiny little hole into here for obviously, so this here don't ever pop off with the pressure of air. Or I'm not, if this ever gets caught up, I'm not sure the exact reason why, but I have been told by some people that make sure that I drill a hole into here. If that is right, just let me know, because obviously I'm a long way off for doing that yet, but if someone could let me know, I'd be very much appreciated on that pipe there. But I bought a load of other bits and pieces. I've got some 90s. I was going to go for swooping bend 90s. The only reason why I haven't is not so much the extra cost, it's just that I thought to myself, because I'm pulling 8 inches of water, the 90 will, in effect, will be more than enough to do what I want to do with it. And it will also be a little bit easier for me to bring my pipes up in the right place where I want to bring them up. I've still got to get a few more bits. See, I'm not a pond builder. I'm not a builder by trade. I'm a butcher. And I'm the type of bloke that I need to look at something. I need to work it out in my head. And then I can readjust for the following weekend what I need to do for each job at a time, so I know that I'm getting it right instead of rushing on into it and then getting it wrong, if you know what I mean. So I like working out where I'm to at a certain stage of the project, and that's how I've done all of my projects, to be fair. Looks like the rains or the hailstones stopped, so I'm going to get me boots back on, get me tape measure out, and go and have a look out there, I suppose. Pack this away again and leave this out and go and have a little play and see what happens. Like I said, I'm not going to fit anything today. I'm not going to solvent weld anything. I'm just going to put it in place, see where I'm at, and go from there. But I've got to get up off the floor. My knees are aching, and my back, and my legs, and my arm. I feel like a broken man, all of this digging I've been doing. I've just put the blocks in where they're going to go. And what I did there was work out from, I measured the distance between there and there, then the distance between there, and got my centre point. Did the same for that side, so I measured that block to there and got my centre point, and then I moved the block up and made sure that I was in line there with my centre point. So in effect, that's where my 2 bottom drains are going to be. Hopefully I've worked it out right. I think I've worked it out right. Time the pipe work goes in, I might have to offset one slightly, just so I can get the pipe where I want it to go. One job at a time, and I think I got this bit right. I think I have. I was going to run a whole line of blocks all the way up through. I haven't quite got enough, just to make sure my blocks were square or the walls were square. I've left myself like a little gap in behind the back, just to make sure that I've got plenty of room to make sure everything's square. Because even though I've used string lines and levels to dig out my wall, as you can see, certain parts of the wall, when it comes to blocking it in, I might need to just chip away a little bit, because I went maximum boundary. That's what I did. Like I said, I'm not a builder. I'm just using my head and seeing if seeing if this works. I think I've worked it out right, but that will be basically my window from back here. You see both the bottom drains. My window will be in the dead center of there, which will be the exact distance from the end of the pond wall to the end of the pond wall. Will make my window dead center there, if you get me drift. That's the idea. That's what I've done. Put the bottom drains in and just see what it's like, and then work out how much more I have to take out, because the depth of those bottom drains are more than 6 inches, so I have a little channel to work out where those pipes are going to run. Just working out this next job. Obviously nothing's glued up yet. I'm just putting bits in places and just working out jobs as and when we get to them. But I know I've got to dig out another channel up through here so I can get these 90s back up. Probably have to take a fair old chunk out of here. Obviously it will go back in when the wall's built and everything's in, but I need to get this out first. I thought I'd best pick up the camera, because I plods along, gets in my head and starts thinking, and I just cracks right on with it, thinking, right, that needs to be done, that needs to be done. And sometimes I forget to pick up the camera, but this is where we're at. So I'm just digging out this channel. I'm going to dig out all of this now using this old antique tool. Hell of a tool, but it works a treat. So I'll get all this dug out,
Tell you what a cup of tea. Need a cup of tea. Tis hot. Tis getting real hot. Thank you, mother for the rabbits. Right, so I've just dug out that. Whew. Oh, is it dinner time, is it? Oh, let's go and get a nice roast down me gizzard. Happy days. God, get on, love. Oh, just lap it on there, sweetheart. Look at that. Hoo-hoo-hoo. Thank you, mother, for the rabbits. You gotta love a lovely bit of topside. God, absolutely handsome. That's what you need on a Sunday. That's what Sundays are all about for me in the Whisperer house. Happy, happy days. I'm cracking on. Just want to give you an update before I get any further. Because I get something in my head and I just go cling, cling, cling. And I just crack right on with it. So here I am. I'm at this stage. I've just put these blocks on there just to hold it in point. I've got to dig these down a little bit so it's just, they're the same level as what my pegs are. Just I'm going to dig them down a little bit lower, so I've got a little slope. I'm not worried about a massive slope on the pond. I know a lot of people like sloping into their bottom drains, but I'm not really over concerned about that. I'm going to have a little slope, but very, very minor, like a 1 mil or 2 mil drop off into the drain. So I've got to dig them in a minute, but I've ran out of pipe work for now. But I'll just explain to you what's happening and what's going on. So my drains come through here, they run over to here. I got these bang level. Nothing's glued yet. I haven't glued anything yet because I haven't got the filter yet. Until I get the filter, I can't glue anything because I need to make sure that I've measured it. I've worked out the filter that I'm getting, but I don't like gluing anything until I know I've got the filter here and everything lines up, because there's nothing worse than gluing something if I needed to just move that over 5 mil or that one 5 mil just to get it right. But where I'm at, so these come up as low as I can possibly get them. I'm still going to have to level this out in a minute just to make sure I'm dead level here. But what's going to happen is that from here, basically to get my water back to the drain over there, what I'm going to have to do is put like a barrel in the ground and pump the water back to waste. That being said, these are coming up here. I've got them bang level at how I want them. Absolutely perfect. These two will run into the bottom part of my drum filter that I'm getting. And then the skimmer line will fit here, and that will run into the middle part of the filter, because the filter that I'm getting has got, I'm not going to say too much about it yet because that will be in another video, but it's got 3 inlets. The middle inlet is slightly higher than the 2 bottom inlets, so that's the reason why I've done this. And it's just working things out as I'm going, and it's just doing jobs what I've got as and when I've got them. But that's all the pipe work that I've got. See my air line as well. Like I said, it's all the pipe work that I've got. But what I'm doing, I want both of them to run up identical, so they're both touching each other on the way up. So what I'm going to do is going to turn that 90 down there. I'm going to turn that 90 over, bend it over, put another 90 in there, so they both run up the inside of my filter house wall identical, and then I can clip them to the side of the pond wall. They'll come up higher than what the height of the pond is, because the height of my pond is over there, like so. And well, it's just ticking off the boxes, isn't it? One job at a time, and working out how I'll do things as I'm going. But it's also working out making sure my filter height is the right height. And until I get everything here, till I get the wall in place, like, I won't glue these 2 pipes in until I know that it's exactly the right height. I'll glue that 90 in down there, but I won't glue this 90 in, or I won't glue this 90 in. That's why I've left a decent area so I can get in there and work it, because I didn't need to dig out a trench that big, but I can always backfill it, and it gives me plenty of room to make sure I get it right. Part of the reason why I've done it like this. But it is coming to the end of the day, so I'm going to carry on doing all of this, tidy up the garden, because it's back to work tomorrow. It's been a mental week, to be fair. I'm well impressed with how far I've got at the moment. Like I said, I'm still going to do that. I've got to get me rebar all sorted, get all my rebar in. I'm going to order that up this week, so next weekend I'm planning to get the rebar in, get these all glued up, hopefully get the cement in as well, all of my concrete base, my foundation, because I'm pretty much ready to go. And then work out the filter house after that. And then after that's all set off, I can start doing my block work, and it will all start coming together. In the same stage as what I did with the pegs down there, I'm also doing with the pegs up this end of the garden. This is going to be my filter house area, so I'm just leveling that off. I don't need 6 inches of concrete for my filter house. I'm only going to be putting 3.5 to 4 inches of concrete in my filter house base. I'm going to have to dig out a massive hole here, tank, which will be my waste, but I'm just doing it slow and steady. Fill these bags up. I've got one more Dumby bag left, which I'm going to put on top, because it's surprising how much extra that you take out just by sliding back a bit of earth to level it out. It's crazy, man, absolutely crazy. But just update you before I go too far ahead. So I'm looking for 3.5 to 4 inches underneath that spirit level line, and I'm going to do the same to this side. You can see if I get down to ground level from here, you can see underneath how much I actually have to take off. You plumb it out level with your eye when you first dig it out, and then you realise, well, actually, that's not enough. That's nowhere near enough. But means must. Better to do a job properly than not do a job at all. So if it takes a bit longer, it takes a bit longer. No rush, I'd rather get it right. That's the hammer. Happy, happy days. But I'll tell you what, look at that for proper digging hands. That's what you call grafted. Absolute grafted, man. Look at the calluses on the hand, man. All sorts of weather today. So there's me ploughing on here. And look at it. It's actually snowing. I'm actually covered in snow, man. What the hell's going on here? Won't affect me though, like I said before. Sunshine, rain or snow, I will be out here. I will be doing it. And I will not stop. Every minute of the day that I've got, I will work. Look at it. Right then, so after a good few hours work, I've managed to get all of this lovely in plumbing level. So that there's ready for roughly around 1/2 inch of gravel. Tamper that down, then chuck my rebar in. I'm going to chuck a load of these blocks, smack them up, chuck them underneath to support, hold my rebar up a little bit. The same with this down here. I'm not going to glue anything in place yet, not until I get the filter, because I want to make sure that this comes up at the right height for my filter. Obviously, I've marked and measured everything out, but until I make up the exact final decision, until that filter gets here, I don't want to glue anything yet. I've got to sit these down in the ground about 1/2 inch, just to make sure they're the same height. Little slope off, which is minor details, nothing really to worry about. Working out the distance, the gap between them before they can go into my filter. Working out my T-pieces. I want to order up a load of bits this week, but it's coming to the end of the day. I'm more than happy with what I've achieved today, well this week should I say. Work again tomorrow. I've got 2 massive Gert Dumpy bags of earth I need to think of an idea to get rid of. I don't really fancy paying for another skip. It will really affect my budget even more than what it already has for how many I've got rid of. So I might come up with an idea of make some sort of raised planter or something. Depends, because I wanted this as a barbecue area, so I'll have to work out that. Look, I've got another pile of earth here as well, but I've got to clear that. I've got a Dumby bag started with sand, so when I order my sand and aggregate this week, I'm going to get it so it's piled up here, ready to go. I'm going to ask them kindly, my local builder's merchant, to loan me one more bag so I can get all of this into a bag, scoop it up out there, and this is where I'm planning to mix up all of my cement. I'm going to hire a diesel cement mixer. I know I could get a concrete pour. A lot of you probably think get a concrete pour it all in, one job done. But the thing is with me, I like going steady and slow. When you get a concrete pour, they boys on the lorries, they just want to tip it out and get it rid of and then get on to the next job, which is completely fair enough. But I like to make sure if I do it steady and slowly as I'm working back, I know it's a fair old graft, but that's the way I'm going to do it. It fits into me budget, and happy, happy days. But yeah, more than happy with how things are coming. On that note, guys, I'm going to end the video here because I'm absolutely knackered. It's been one hell of a week's graft. There's been so many things that I haven't managed to film. Me loading up the skips, and half of it's because of the trip that I've got to go around the front to get to it and getting my phone out and all that malarkey. But that being said, look, I've had a cracking week off work. I haven't stopped all week. I had one day off with the boy, with the family. Both the kids have been out here enjoying themselves as well. I'm going to end the video here. I hope you like the video for me. I know it's a hell of a long video, but the people that's still here, there's only one video this week. I chucked it all into one video. Hopefully you enjoy it. Hopefully you can well, hopefully I manage to get a video out for next Sunday. If I don't, bear with me, because I'm at the stage now where there's a lot of working out to do, and weather dependent what I can do on certain days, and also what materials turn up. But that being said, happy ponding. Can't even remember what I normally say. I'm absolutely knackered. Well, I'm just going to end the video here. Catch you on the next one, guys. Thank you, mother, for the rabbits.